quit the anti-candida diet, because if it has not helped you solve your candida problems, it's not the answer. And in today's video, we are going to share with you a plan that has helped me reverse candida in a matter of days, candida symptoms, and then rebalance my gut and rebalance my health, and has also helped countless of our clients, like Tina, for example, was able to overcome candida symptoms in just 3 days. And Jordan, who was able to rebalance her candida in just days and look slim and trim again in a matter of just a few weeks.
Hi, it's Paul and Yulia Tarbeth here, certified holistic nutritionists and lifestyle coaches at Rawsome Healthy, helping you balance your hormones, your gut and your body naturally.
Yes, in today's video we're giving an alternative to an anti-candida diet that can actually help you not only balance candida, but refeed your gut with the right foods, rebuild the health of your hormones and your whole body. Let's dive into it. Now, one of the reasons I'm so passionate about candida and the anti-candida diet and getting people off it is because I had my own story with candida. And what happened was that I had candida issues, and a solution to that seems to be an anti-candida diet. Yes, so you have candida, you go on an anti-candida diet, and that balances your candida. Well, on and off, I went with that diet all the time because it's very difficult to sustain, and I never saw results. I would go on an anti-candida diet, take antifungals, and then not see results and feel weaker. And I also saw a huge drop in my hormones. So my adrenal glands went down because it's the wrong diet to feed your adrenals. We'll explain that in our video today. And also I started to experience other problems and gut health issues and problems that I didn't experience before, like emotional instability on an anti-candida diet. So
Cravings as
cravings and binges on those sugar-free cookies that you just can't stop eating because you're so restricted of sugar. So let's take a dive into a different plan that can help you with your candida issues.
Okay, so you might have been struggling with your candida for a long time, your candida overgrowth for a long time, or it might be something that's relatively new for you. The thing you must understand is the anti-candida diet, which is the high-fat diet, does not work. Now, long term, Yulia tried it and she struggled for like a long time.
Loads of our clients.
Lots of our clients as well tried it.
The majority of our clients come to us. Why? Because the anti-candida diet hasn't worked for them.
Exactly.
And they come across our plan, our system, and they finally realize that there is a different way.
So let's talk about the fat part of it. So you eat lots of fat, and the idea is you starve your body of sugar, you starve the candida, so it's going to shrink the overgrowth and get smaller.
No, none of this. You just
you're not allowed any
removed
of
it from your diet. Maybe 3 berries a week, that's all you eat.
Yeah, so you really eat lots of fat and you cut out the sugar.
You've got 3 macros, so 3 macronutrients. You've got carbohydrates, you've got protein, and you've got fat. And if we're not talking about plant sources of protein, so legumes, for example, and certain grains that are high in protein, like quinoa, for example. So you've removed carbohydrates, which is a big source of energy for us as humans. So you've removed it or dramatically excluded it. You're left with protein and fat. Where you're going to get your calories from, but you're going to get your calories from fat. So you're going to be starting to rely on fat to feed you and supply you with calories. Now, what happens with that? What happens with it in terms of digestion?
So basically, you eat lots of fat, it slows your digestion right down, because why does it do that? Well, you're typically eating less fiber, a lot less water, hydration in the food that you're eating, and fat takes longer to be broken down by your digestion, so it goes much more slowly through your gut. Then you can experience things like constipation, lower mood because your gut's not moving quickly, which it should do, and has all of these knock-on effects which you don't want, because
including your hormones.
Exactly.
Including not only your gut health but also your hormones.
It can affect a lot of different things. It can make you feel tired, sluggish, can affect your brain, your cognitive function. You don't feel like you're quick in how your mind's working. So it affects you on many different levels. It can literally slow your circulation down. There's like so many things it can negatively affect. So what we need to do is to switch from that, which is not going to be helping your candida, because the candida then will feed on that food as well, which is slowly going through your gut, and it can multiply and get worse.
And to add to that, here is a quick question for you. What's going to be better for your digestion? A food that is quick to digest and it leaves your digestive system much quicker, or the food that is sat there for a very long time, much longer time, and it starts to putrefy and bacteria starts to grow, unwanted bacteria starts to grow in your gut because it just takes way too long for your food to move through your system and out of your system. What do you think is going to be better for you? What's going to be better in terms of your detoxification? What's going to be better in terms of you getting the right nutrients, you getting rid of unwanted bacteria, pathogens, and all kinds of
excess hormones as well.
Excess hormones like estrogen, for example.
Because you don't want those going back into your body and being reabsorbed, which can happen if you're suffering with things like constipation and very slow digestion. So all of these things are really important.
Yes.
Okay, so don't just take our word for it. Let's look at a study. They looked at a high-fat diet and what it did to the gut. And they found that it caused unwanted changes in the bacteria in the gut and also caused inflammation.
In contrast, here is another study that actually shows that plant foods have positive effects on your gut and on diversifying your friendly gut bacteria, which is vital when it comes to you not only rebuilding your gut, but also the lining of your gut, getting rid of unwanted pathogens and bacteria, including excess candida overgrowth. Now, I know we're talking about carbs here, but we have to differentiate between unhealthy carbs, processed carbs, and cookies, and processed sugar, and processed junk. That's junk food carbs, you don't want them. And healthy whole food carbohydrates, where a lot of your diet is going to be built upon delicious fruit, and it will also include other plant, healthy whole food plant sources of carbohydrates. That's a very different diet that you're going to be following. And no, you're not going to be adding all those carbohydrates on top of a high-fat diet that you're already eating. That is not going to work, and that is why you keep on bumping into candida issues all the time, because you're probably not able to maintain an anti-candida diet long term, and eventually you relapse and you go back to eating carbs, and probably unhealthy carbs, processed carbs. You blame yourself, candida is back, you're back on an anti-candida diet, it's hard, you last for so long, you fell off the wagon again, and you just all that can be healed as well. And your relationship with yourself can be healed, and your emotions can be healed. And it all comes down to applying the right plan. So it is going to be a high carbohydrate, whole food diet that is based upon large amounts of fresh fruits and vegetables. Listen, you need to be eating plant foods to rebuild your gut bacteria. We've shown you a study. There's proof for that. You need to be eating foods that are going to help you detoxify your body, the foods that are going to help you supply your body with the right nutrients, with proper nutrition, the foods that are quick and easy to digest. So again, it's not sat in your gut, slowing everything down. It needs to be moving quickly, so you go into the bathroom regularly, and you are eating a diversity of plant foods that is rebuilding your gut bacteria. What sort of diet is it going to be? Well, it's going to be a plant foods diet that is high in carbohydrates, includes plenty of fresh green leafy vegetables, so lettuces and bok choy and celery and kale, greens and so forth, like all kinds of greens, cilantro and herbs and fresh herbs like cilantro and dill. And it can also include some healthy whole foods, cooked foods as well, but in moderate amounts.
Now, Yulia mentioned earlier that you're not going to be adding the fruit or the sugar, the carbohydrates on top of the fat that you've eaten already, because that would be a big mistake. Carbs and fat mixed together don't work well. So what we want to do is we want to go high carb, lower fat, a healthy level of fat, and then things will start to work well. And especially when we start to include lots of raw fruits and vegetables in our diet.
Yes, so you're lowering your fat consumption, or even limit it for a certain period of time to help you regulate your blood sugar as well. So that's an important part. Yes, because if you've been eating a lot of fat and a lot of carbs go on top of it, that's not going to work, as we've talked about, especially if you've got blood sugar imbalances.
Exactly.
Why is that?
Well, when you eat lots of fat in your diet, it circulates in your bloodstream for up to like a couple of days, and then that gets into your cells, it blocks the cells, then the blood sugar can be transported by the insulin into your cells. This can happen over many years, even decades, but eventually that can cause things like pre-diabetes and then type 2 diabetes. So what you want to do is to actually lower the level of fat in your diet, and then that starts to work properly and that blood sugar starts to get delivered properly, and then you don't have a problem anymore, and then you can hopefully come off your diabetic medications and you're not diabetic anymore.
Yeah, so that's not going to work. And let me share something with you. My dad died of type 2 diabetes when he was 76. And I know that I have to follow a different path for myself in order to have healthy blood sugar levels for life. And I know that this diet protects me from having unhealthy blood sugar issues and unhealthy blood sugar levels. Now, when I was on an anti-candida diet, eating tons of fat, I remember I would literally eat half a banana. So that's already showing that I had blood sugar issues at the time. I would eat half a banana and I would crash. I would have to go to bed. And I would just keep on reinforcing the fact that yes, the anti-candida diet is the right plan. I just can't eat any fruit. It doesn't agree with me. It makes me feel tired. Why was it making me feel tired? Because I was on an anti-candida high-fat diet. It wasn't the fruit. And let me tell you this, in contrast, I switch to a high carbohydrate, so not just eating bananas. I know I'm pointing a lot of bananas, but there's a lot of fruit here. So I'm switching to a high carbohydrate, low fat diet. In 3 days, I'm able to balance my candida symptoms. In just days, I was able to go from being bedridden to like, whoa, I'm feeling energy. I can start exercising. I feel clarity in my mind. I am starting to feel really good. To being able to eat 8-10 bananas in a smoothie and not have a single issue with that. Yes, so all that happened in a matter of days as a result of switching to the right lifestyle plan. Why do you think when our clients come to us and when they apply this system, within days they email us to say, I went on the longest hike for years. I slept the best night I've ever slept. My skin is starting to glow. Finally, my blood sugar levels are healthy, and people with pre-diabetes on this plan usually balance their issues in just a week to 10 days. Type 2 diabetes obviously takes a little bit longer, but they all see how their blood sugar levels become balanced again. And we hear clients say, you know what, my God's just so silent, I'm just loving it. There's just this peace that I'm experiencing within it because you're switching to the right plan. Because your body is telling you, yes, this is what I need. This is what I'm thriving on, and keep on giving this food to me.
Okay, so what's going to be your plan of action going forward? Well, you've got to drop that anti-candida diet, drop that high-fat diet, and you're going to go high-carb. Yes, high-carb with lots of fruits.
Carbs, baby.
Lots of fruits, raw
Carbs,
foods.
baby.
Lots of greens in your diet. So it's going to be high-carb, low-fat, and that's going to really start helping you cleanse your body and cleansing your body and your gut of that candida overgrowth.
And don't worry, going on a low-fat diet doesn't mean that you're not going to be eating any fats. Yes, you need your fats, you need your omegas, you need essential fatty acids. Of course, we're not talking about restricting it. We're not talking about not eating it. It's just eating it in the amount that is not going to trigger candida, that's going to supply your body with the nutrients that you need, and focusing on eating around 10%, 10-15%. Some people can even go as high as 20, but with candida issues, you're probably better off keeping your fat intake around 10% of your total daily calories a day, and then seeing how things start to shift. For some of you, you will need to do more than just the diet, but the diet alone can help you totally just end your struggles and really move to a brand new life for yourself and create a brand new body and create a healthy gut. And yes, some of you will need to rebalance your gut further, especially if you've got a leaky gut, and it will take a little bit longer to rebalance the actual gut. But in terms of the symptoms, you can start feeling better, brighter, more energetic. You can finally recover from painful candida symptoms, and it can be done in a matter of just a few days or a few short weeks. So it's totally worth it, and if you need our help with it, let's jump on a 15-minute call together. Let's see how our plan can help you move forward. So that's where you can claim it, and also we'll drop it in the description section below, because you will probably need help with creating the right plan for you and your situation. If you feel that that's what you want to do, then let's chat.
And talking about candida results, in this next video, Tina's going to share her story on how she balanced her candida problems in just days.